we're back. It's been a while, hasn't it? Because of the summer holidays. Lovely to see you, Kelly.
And lovely to see you too, Helen. It's so good to see you, actually.
We were overwhelmed, weren't we, about the support that we've had for this multi-dimensional sacred living podcast. A bit of a mouthful, isn't it? And we're so grateful for all your comments, all your real support and questions. And we welcome these questions about what the heck is going on, because my goodness, Kelly, this full moon, this super blue moon was quite something.
It really was, yeah. So in Pisces, a lot of people have been saying to me, and myself, as I've also experienced, Pisces energy is about sensitivity, and so there really is this feeling of feeling too much, actually, a little bit overwhelming. And then, of course, with it being a full moon, that means that the sun is in Virgo. Of course, Mercury is in Virgo. And so, we've got this level of responsibility to get tasks done. And then we've got this, actually, I'm a bit overwhelmed, I'm a bit oversensitive. There's a lot of feeling all of the cosmic energies, feeling the energies of other people, and then trying to get on and do stuff in the physical world, tie things up. It's been hard.
There's this feeling that, kids are back to school. My son went back this morning. Your daughter goes back tomorrow. And it's just like, we have to get on with things. And it's this Virgo energy, which is helping us. But there's a sort of push and pull, isn't there?
There is, and also, there's always a positive and a negative. Of course, it's all good because it's all about us developing and growing individually and collectively.
So, what are the energies today, then, Kelly?
Right. So actually, Mercury is conjunct the Sun, and they're both in Virgo, and you're all probably fully aware that Mercury is retrograde. Now, when Mercury is conjunct the Sun, if you can imagine, it's quite hot. There's a combustible feeling. And of course, as we've identified, we want to get on and do things, wrap things up, tidy things up, sort the wheat from the chaff. However, there's an explosive nature going on, and so the moon's in Gemini today also, and so we do have to be a little bit more conscious of what we say, actually. And so again, it's about communication, and so Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. Yeah, so it's just being really, really aware. So we'll have to be really aware of what we say.
I've had real anxiety last night. In fact, my dreams over the past week have been really weird. Is that because of the moon and the sort of shadow coming up? And but there's been a bubbling anxiety feeling. I mean, I felt it for my nieces and my son going back to school, but it's more than that.
It is, yeah. It's I do know what you're saying. Yeah, it's definitely there. And I all I can say really is it's a sign that there's a lot going on around us. And with all that cosmic energy influencing us. And so, we have different levels of changes taking place. We have the higher dimensional energy that we're trying to integrate. We have the planetary movements that we're trying to integrate. We have the solar impact on us. And then, of course, we have the more global impacting energy and changes that are taking place, pressures that we're feeling. And then we have obviously, the stuff that's going on very much personal to us. So it can, and I agree, I myself have had more anxiety and I'm, years ago I would have said, I was quite an anxious person, but nowadays I'm not. And so it's really, again, needing to be grounded. So pulling upon the Virgo energy of Earth, how can we earth our energies? How can we stay present and not feel completely discombobulated.
And that's what this partly what this podcast is about. It's about trying to cope with all these multi-dimensional energies that's sort of shaking us up a bit. There was a lovely question from Wendy, actually, on our YouTube channel, who said, we talk about these light codes, but what actually is happening? What are they? Are they attunements? To what end? What are we absorbing here, Kelly?
So really, it's about us being compatible with the universe. It's us being compatible actually with everything. And sometimes we're just not even compatible with ourselves. So by light codes, what I'm talking about is informational energy data. Apologies for that. There's just something gone past. So we're talking about information data. And so again, I've just mentioned that we are absorbing lots of different forms of energy information, but actually, I'm talking about the energy that comes from creation, right at the very center point of creation, and that energy beams into our heart center, that divine spark that resides within us. And and you'll feel it sometimes with your soul as an urge, as an impulse, but it actually wants to guide us and keep us connected. And so for us, it's about, maintaining that connection. And so when we receive energy and we feel discombobulated, it's really important that we take extra attention to really ground that information energy in. So it's like an electrical current as such. And the more we ground, the more we can really hold our own, because we're bridging at the moment many different dimensions. Of course, we exist in all the dimensions, but we're not fully conscious in all of them. Okay, so that energy is trying to come through to us through various different filters. And it's really about maintaining our connection, maintain our connection to the earth, maintain our connection to the divine source, remain compatible. That's the thing. And sometimes when we feel overwhelmed, we want to just disconnect. And that's the last thing that we should do. Even then, it's even more important to drink water, get out on the, bare feet on the earth, breathe consciously, look inwards. So hopefully that answers.
Yes, and I was going to say that for me, it's Mother Nature getting out into the woods, getting barefoot on the grass for 20 minutes a day. Certainly, black tourmaline helps me too, or black obsidian. Crystals are really important as well to sort of feel that grounded nature, because there has been so much overwhelm. I've been feeling a bit like I want to be a hermit because the energy is so intense.
Yeah. And I think that's perfectly normal, because it's a very it's the yin time of the year now. And so we've had all the growing that we've seen in nature, certainly in the Northern Hemisphere. And now what we're seeing, as we look at the wheel of the year, we're coming close, we're in harvest season basically, and we're coming close to Samhain. And so, very much more we're feeling called to go inwards instead of directing our energy outwards. And so sometimes, preserving our energy is really, really important. And of course, we've got all these retrogrades, which are, there's this like crazy amount of retrogrades, which is, and of course, it's to our advantage. Everything is to our advantage. It's about what we consciously choose to do with it.
And I was going to say about the power of nature and the nature spirits, Kelly, because I'm feeling this more and more, how, air, fire, earth, water, the nature spirits are healing us. I mean, never more so because I had the privilege of going to Canada, which has been a long held dream for me since I was 18, and now at 52 I managed to go. It was incredible to be so close to nature, to be heart to heart to an 800-year-old cedar tree, to have an American bald eagle swoop down and fan you almost with its wings, to feel the woo of the whale, the humpback whales go by, and that amazing heart connection that happens there. And I can't tell you how healing that was, and particularly going to a place at Yoho National Park, which is near the Canadian Rockies, near Banff. And I went to Emerald Lake, and I was just called there. There was soul whispers saying, I've got to come. And there was a massive inner peace for me arriving there, seeing the colours, the texture, smelling the cedar and fir on the breeze, to be on a Canadian quay on that lake, but to also venture out into Yoho National Park and see the great waterfalls and Laughing Falls in particular. It was like I was coming home to myself in some previous life.
Sounds a phenomenal experience. I'm quite envious. I'm so glad you got to do it, and I absolutely loved your pictures that you shared on Facebook. But I do feel I absolutely agree with you. So a couple of weekends ago, I did a course, and it was actually crystal neuro repatterning, which is really looking at our subconscious programs. And unexpectedly, we did some group work, and often is the case with my classes. They go in, it kind of organic, goes where it needs to go. Tremendously powerful. But the elements, I mean, we felt like the whole universe was conspiring to support the energy work that we were trying to do, to the point of, like you say, winds whipping up, feathers coming in, and it, dandelion seeds, and then ravens in the background. It was like, okay, we get it. We are so supported right now. And I think it's a good reminder for us. I think we need that encouragement.
Yeah, and it's a very humbling and moving experience as well, isn't it? But there's something for me, and I wonder if you could explain this. It was almost like I was reclaiming a bit of myself. It was an absorbing of a previous life, a previous experience. Is this what's happening in general to people?
Yeah, I think definitely. And we spoke about this privately together, but just to share with everyone, this is about soul integration. And so if you can imagine that we as a personality, we're made up of ego and soul. And as a child, we're programmed, very much to function in this construct that we're in. And then at some point, we have an awakening, and we recognize there is another component to our existence here on this planet and the relationships that we're having. And so the soul, and the ego have this wonderful relationship, or jostle for power. And it's really about the ego being able to let the soul in. So when we feel the soul, it's usually in our heart center. There's usually a very deep knowing within every part of our body. Our also sometimes our hairs can stand on end. It's a feeling of wholeness and connection. And I think what you experienced was a massive download of soul, actually. Where the soul was able to really say, I'm here, I'm here, this is you. There is a component of you that you've just regained. And so it's phenomenal, and it's wonderful to experience.
Yeah, it was exceptionally moving and utterly peaceful. Finally, I had very much an inner peace. I mean, it was stunning to be there, from the Rockies right down to Vancouver Island. What an experience! But another experience, I ended up in Poland, and I went to see an amazing Black Madonna, which was in the Jasna Góra monastery, and she's called Our Lady of Chechnykova, and it's like the Queen of Poland. And I didn't know what to expect. So, I mean, I love the Black Madonna. I love, Lilith, Kali, Isis, the whole divine feminine aspect. And I was just hit in the heart chakra with such a blessing, so powerful. And to be amongst people with such faith and praying and full of hope, it was very beautiful, and the music was transcendent. And yeah, it was a very moving experience.
It sounds incredible. It really does. And again, that impact you felt right in your heart center again, it reminds us that whilst, some of the experiences might be quite difficult, going to Auschwitz,
Which I did, yes, which
yeah.
was really challenging. But I went as a sort of full of light and love. And I
Yeah.
did a water blessing ceremony with water from Lourdes, thanks to a minister friend of mine, and also from the red springet and the white springet chalice well,
How
to
wonderful.
do a blessing for Gaia, because the energy is so dense there. It's
Mm.
so difficult. Birds don't fly over. It's such a heavy place, heavy energy, memorial to those who suffered so much. And unfortunately, the cycle of genocide continues.
Yeah. On, your experiences, I mean, huge sort of polarities of energy, huge expanses of different energy, going from Canada to Auschwitz and then to see the Black Madonna. It's very much like swinging, hugely experiential for you, and hugely rewarding, I have no doubt. And also, I've loved looking at your pictures and um, learning about your experience. I mean, it's incredible, really incredible.
Yeah, no, it's a massive blessing, and I'm still absorbing it all now. But so many people are going through difficult times in their life. What can help them? What can help support them when the world seems to be sort of falling apart for many people, and collectively there's a lot of fear.
So, community is really important. I think that's the main one of the main things I've been feeling now for years is finding people that actually have a similar outlook or interests. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Finding people that you can just be with and talk to. And I know you yourself, you have groups that you attend, and myself too. And it's really sort of having that ability to speak about the weird and wonderful and recognize that you're not alone. So you were saying about the dreams. Many people are having crazy dreams. Even my daughter, who's 13, come downstairs. She's like, oh, I had the most weird dream. And I mean, even last night, and this is all the subconscious, unconscious stuff bubbling up to the surface. And again, it's really hard to understand. So sometimes just voicing that to someone else, it's not so much about needing them to explain it. It's just needing to actually actualize it into the physical plane as sound, so finding people that can hold space for you really is important, that they can just listen to you and not judge and not look at you like you're a complete nut job, which often is the case. It's not something you do at the local supermarket. Oh my God, I had a really weird dream. And, and they're like, I'm just looking for the baked beans. So,
It's finding kindred spirits. It's finding people on your wavelength. And yeah, and we and many others are there to hold space. And that is so important. That deep listening, that witnessing can lead to acceptance and the moving and shifting of energy.
I do think that we also have to be a little bit more kinder to ourselves, if I'm honest. The energies at the moment are very, they can be quite criticizing, analyzing, and a little bit nitpicking at ourselves. Like I say, we're very much looking inward. And so, I've had people, feeling very, very tearful of late, and really having to look at their, you know, cycles and patterns and why things are coming up. So these retrogrades are really helping with that, helping us look at ourselves. And but when you feel ready, obviously find someone that can hold space for that, or even just journal, anything, or go out to nature go and speak to a tree. We all talk about hugging a tree, and hugging a tree is beautiful, as is hugging a person or an animal. Um, but actually, sometimes just voicing. So if you can't find someone, go and voice it, or even go inward and speak to your soul, you know. And again, that might seem like, well, how do I know it's my soul? Well, it's just know that they're listening, you know, and give them space, or that aspect of you, that bigger aspect of you, an opportunity to relate back to us. So it's there's a lot about relationship with ourselves at the moment, you know, how we
Yeah, I
feel.
mean, certainly when I was going through difficult times and was unable to voice, my shame or difficulty that I had within, being in nature was my savior because I didn't feel judged. I could speak things out loud. I could just be. And that is a great way. But, I'm learning about sacred oils at the moment as part of this soul midwifery training with Felicity Warner. And I attended a wonderful workshop with her about the oils and being the healing hands of Mary Magdalene. And that each of the oils, it's similar to crystals, have a signature, an energy signature and vibration. And so I'm starting with myrtle at the moment, and I've got myrtle on for us now, which is a gatekeeper and protector. But it's sort of asking the oil, what is your teaching today for me?
Yeah,
It's amazing. Each day it's different, but speaks to me. It's a way of speaking to my soul. And then it's like, and what do I release? What can I release today? And that purging and releasing through ceremony, through sacred oils, through crystals, through rituals, through, I don't know, creating a mandala outside, or just being with the trees and honoring and just letting go, or with water, letting go in water, salt bath. That helps me too. Does it you?
absolutely. So I mean, again, it's just today. Sorry, my dog's just come in from a walk. Typically, there's something that distracts.
Hello,
So,
Luna.
Luna, go away for a moment. Love you, but just give me. So before I came downstairs, I was like, okay, I need a crystal, and it's a little bit like a grab and run with me. So there's crystals everywhere, as you can imagine, and the one I picked actually, it's a tumbled piece, a very small piece, but I'll show it you if I can.
Oh, lovely.
Maybe not doing it favors at the moment, this camera, but it
What
is
is it?
it's actually a emerald.
Is it?
So it's a piece of emerald. So it's not the kind of emerald we expect to see on a ring, or a really, really, gosh, if I had a ring of emerald, I'd be very happy. But so it's raw emerald in its bed, in its home, if you know what I mean, and it's been tumbled. And so it feels a bit more softer in the pocket, and to hold, nice to have as a touchstone. Again, touchstones bring people a sense of comfort often, something to kind of play with, fiddle with when you're nervous. And emerald is very much about balance. It's about wellness. It's emotionally balancing. Actually, when I was pregnant, those many, many moons ago, emerald was my go-to. And so keeping us nice and balanced, somewhere in the middle, not getting too much this side or too much that side. Yeah, so and integration as well. So we see the green color is really what we expect to see in nature, so as a frequency in itself, just the color alone has a profound effect on our psychology, our psyche, our consciousness. So but yes, my go-to was emerald, and and it's about being able to trust that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And whenever you're sort of at the start of learning, whatever it might be, whether it's crystals or oils or anything, we tend to sort of stick to books, and teachers and what they suggest. But actually, as we develop more trust in our own abilities and our own connections, and our own intuition, we start doing the whole kind of grab thing, and then think about it afterwards, And so afterwards, now I'm recognizing that quite clearly, this is, I'm in need of balance right now, and that absolutely fits me in this moment. And I would say probably Emerald fits quite a few people right now in this moment.
Yeah, we all need balance. Yeah, and it's tricky because you sort of feel like this at the moment. I wonder if this is a good point to just pause to do. I wonder if you could do one of your lovely little meditations for us, Kelly, just so we could all sink in together. I'll light a candle.
That'd be beautiful.
And yes, just to maybe end the meditation with a prayer for all those across the world who are struggling. I'm very mindful of what's been happening in Hawaii too, and to offer something there as well of love and peace.
I think that's a beautiful idea.
So should we do that? And I hope you will join us. So let me light a candle for us all. And if you've got one at home, please join in too. And Kelly will help us move from head to heart if we're not in our hearts already. There we go. Oh, yes, look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Big flame, big flame.
Relaxing your body as best you can, wherever you are at this point when you're listening. And becoming conscious of your inner world. And closing your eyes. Allowing everything that's around you just to fall away. And naturally the mind will chatter as it does, sabotaging you. And just reassure yourself that that is natural. And it is okay to relax and to let go. And as you're letting go, feel the weight of responsibility, the tension held in the muscles around the cranium, the shoulders, the spine, the chakra column, the hips, the legs, and the feet. Feel it all falling away. And using the breath to really let it go. Totally relaxing. And as you physically relax, you have opened up space within you. And now, as you breathe in, you are breathing in particles of light. You might know this as chi or prana, life force. And as you breathe in, these are entering your entire body as luminous light. Initially, it may feel like it is your lungs, your chest, that is becoming bright light. But as you watch these inner lights dance within you, they are going to all areas of your body. Your body, with its innate wisdom, is calling to this life force And any ailments or dis-ease of energy is drawing this energy to it to balance. Anytime you need to take a deep breath, allow yourself to do that as your body balances. And just holding your left hand onto your heart center. Just feeling the connection between the hand and the heart. Just reaffirming, I am connected to the earth. I am balanced with the earth. I am connected to the earth. I am balanced with the earth. I am connected to the earth. I am balanced with the earth. Feel the connection in the heart center as earth rises and you reach down. And now your hands still on your heart center, turning your mind's eye above, looking out into the dimensions, into the celestial heavens. And there is a place out there that you or your soul calls home. Now, this might be the center, the source of all love or creation. For some people, it might be a star seed home. It may be both. So as you hold your heart center and breathe deep into your body, carrying light, reaffirming your connection now to the divine source of all love or creation, to your starseed home. And again, I integrate this now. I am balanced. And as you integrate this energy, allow it to flow with you, through you, all the way deep into the earth, you receiving exactly what you need, you able to share what is needed for others without depleting your own energy. An infinite flow. You receive and you share what is necessary. And in this moment, as we are in this light of truth, this light of power, wisdom, and love, we send it across the world, throughout time, throughout space, to where it is needed. This is not pulling on our resources. We are the universe. I'm just watching now as this light goes to those places like Hawaii and other troubled places on our planet, our family and our loved ones. And we ask specifically for the highest good of all, those that are suffering, to be supported in connecting to Mother Earth and their own divine source connection. And again, just witnessing within us, in our inner dreamscape, what may be going on. And just grounding back now as we gently come back to the awareness of being here.
Oh, Kelly, that was so, so very beautiful. Thank you.
You know, the awesome thing was when I looked at my phone, because I've actually recorded it on my phone as well. So by all means, I'll send that to you and anyone that wants that little audio recording. It said 11:11. Not as in time, but as in now time, but as in how long it took. I looked at it, noticed, and then it said 11:12.
Divinely guided, as always, with you. Thank you so much, Kelly. That was so very, very beautiful. I had just remembered a John O'Donoghue poem, actually. It just felt right for the back to school, new beginning energies that I was sort of feeling, and for those that are really struggling for many reasons with the difficult energies, with real changes in their life, or the need or thought or the urge of their soul to do something, to be brave, to step forward, but there's that reticence, that, oh, should I, can I? You can, you will. And I wonder if I could read this, and hopefully it'll speak to some people watching. It's called For a New Beginning by John O'Donoghue. In out of the way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wonder, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you are ready to emerge. For a long time it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the grey promises that sameness whispered. Heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent. Wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight, when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground. Your eyes young again, with energy and dream. A path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning. That is one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Wow, feel that. Oof.
I know it's John O'Donoghue though, isn't it? You know, he's the Celtic poet and he just speaks to the heart and soul.
It does, really does. And it reminded me actually, because of course the North Node's in Aries, so we are having lots of new beginnings and breakthroughs. And you know, you're absolutely, we should be aware of the polarized thinking, you know, of our ability to, you know, there's so much positive stuff going on. The insights of the retrogrades right now, the ability to see some of our perceived flaws and yet turn them around to serve us. You know, and that we have that opportunity now. We really do.
And you know, it's marvelous that, you know, the Black Madonna is very special to both of us, but she's there helping us when things spiral round again and the retrograde's bringing stuff up of our shadow. She is there to go to support us, to help us.
It is. It's you know, sometimes you know, blood, sweat, and tears. But what we do during this time, because of the retrogrades, because it's a very a fertile mulching time, is actually really going to support us in 6 months' time, if you think about it that way. And so, of course, you know, we have the eclipses in October. You know, everything that we're doing now, all this inward looking at ourselves, looking at our journey in all areas of life, recognizing our patterns. As we do that and we release, accept, or give it a voice, allow it to be, again, you know, that doing the inner work is going to have profound, I think there's going to be like a propulsion.
And I think, you know, you mentioned earlier about being kind to yourselves, being gentle with ourselves, because as we approach harvesting and these sort of reaping the bounty energies, I think we need to take a moment to think, actually, what good has happened in our lives?
Oh.
What good and wonderful things have we done? What have we given to others? What are we grateful for? And when you're in that place of gratitude, you know, things just open up.
I'm with you there. I think it's really important, a practice of gratitude. Again, it just enables us to do that step up and really pulling on all our toolkit right now. And for those, obviously, that are much more, or, you know, fairly recently come to their spiritual awareness, of course, you're going to be learning all this. And all I can say is, like, you know, I'm sure you'll agree, Helen, is practice, do it, you know, and if it doesn't work, try something else. We're not all the same. You know, different things work for different people. So
yeah, that's been coming to me a lot, actually, to sort of stand in your own power, reclaiming power from previous lives as well, of the integration that you were talking about. But actually, it's okay to be you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Don't fit in. You don't have to fit in. Just be glorious you.
Absolutely. And recognizing how much we people please and how much we compromise, or rather over compromise ourselves in order to fit in, when actually, we're here as an expression that is supposed to be unique and doing a beautiful splat of color in this world. So,
Yeah, that's how this.
I'm needing
I
lots
love
of
the
splat.
rain. Yeah, I love the rainbow analogy. Because we're
Yeah.
all different. We're all these threads of this interconnected web, and we all need to shine brightly. So, and it's that support. It's that collective support of coming together to make each other shine. That's what we need, isn't it?
And when you look at sort of people around you, your friends and your family, if you were to imagine them as a color or imagine them as a shape, just as what you know about them, or what you feel about them, and then look at your own and just see how very, very different they are, but actually how important they are. The fact that you're here now, we're all here now. In that meditation, you'll have heard that I mentioned the star seed. Okay, and so there was a connection to the divine source, but there was also a connection to our star seed home. And again, for people that feel that really starry connection and they don't feel very at home here, and they feel very, 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 very different. Again, drawing that to you, honoring that as you, not hiding it, not trying to fit in, but just like you say, be you. And yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, the loving and accepting ourselves and others, wow, that's an ongoing thing, isn't it?
That's
I
a
don't think we're going to crack
lifetime.
that in this session, or
That's
or
many
the
lifetimes, isn't it?
absolutely, yeah.
Oh, Kelly, thank you so much, and thank you all for being with us again. We're going to make this a regular session. It won't be a month next time. We're looking at sort of twice a week, yeah, every 2 weeks, aren't we?
Yeah, we're hopeful for that. Obviously, with other responsibilities around us, and also being human.
But if you've got questions or you want us to talk about certain subjects, please write a comment, like and subscribe to the channel. So when we do place a video, you'll get it sent to you straight away. And we will be out and about at some sacred places as well, won't we?
We will be, and we're going to keep them secret for now. But yes, we're hoping also to have some guests as well. So, if you or you could recommend anyone, again, if there's any topics that you'd like to discuss, myself and Helen obviously have knowledge of all different kinds of things. Well, I don't know. I think
Well, we'll
we
find out.
we do. And if we don't, we'll find
We'll
someone who
speak to the
does.
experts.
If we don't, we'll find someone who does. So, but yes. So yeah. So let us know what you want to see us to talk about, us to who to have on. Where you'd maybe like us to go and explore, even. So, but yes.
So let us blow out our candles and thank the divine source and our guides for being with us, and send all this love and connection out to where it's most needed in the world and universe. And Kelly, thank you. It's always a delight to see you.
Thank you, Helen. It has been amazing, as always. It's such a pleasure to connect.
Have a wonderful week, everyone, few weeks, and see you again soon.
See you again soon.
Bye-bye.